driving. This is Leading Edge Exotics, giving you a review, a driving review of the 2023 Bronco Raptor. Leading Edge Exotics will give you the most honest, most informative and honest review, and only on cars that we own. So I've owned this car for a couple of months. This is not just an hasty review. This is a real honest review for real people who wants to have the most honest review and the dependability and reliability of the car. This Bronco Raptor has not given me a single problem. And I just drove it to Lakeland. I work as a doctor. I drive to 2 nursing homes from Tampa to Lakeland. And I just want to give you this honest review. First of all, I want to just show you some parts of the car. I know you've probably seen the exterior, but just showing you some of the interior. And I know you can probably appreciate some of the noise. So it is in sports, as you can see, S setting. And we are on the I-4 in Florida. This is real, honest review. It's real, and you can see the hood of the car with its vents. So I'm showing you. And we are on the highway, and you can see sometimes my hand is just off from the steering, and you can see the car is keeping its traction. And you can see the Apple CarPlay, flawless. As soon as you enter the car, it comes on. It comes on. And the car is keeping its lane. I'm only driving it with one hand. It's keeping its lane. And you see the racing car's stripe on the steering. And you see the gauges for the oil pressure, the temperature, and everything. Vacuum pressure, oil pressure. This is a proper racing car set. And you can't believe the way it behaves and moves on the road. I had the Jeep Gladiator, and at high speed it starts to shake and appears unsafe. I never had the one that had the excessive horsepower, but the Jeep 392, I think. But even the base Bronco is quite stable, more stable than the Jeep Gladiator. And they have, I'm not bashing the Jeep, they have good vehicles, but it's mainly purpose for the off-road. But this is both off-road, on-road. It drives like a champ. I want you to appreciate that. And stable, very stable. Still keeping to the speed limit, but it is stable. Stable, and the sounds are intoxicating. I'm just going to show you some of the Florida view as we are going. Real, honest review. Leading edge exotics. The most honest review of affordable vehicles, top-end vehicles. So what I usually do, I wait for the market to bottom out before I get my vehicles. Like I have the Ferrari FF, and I bought it at its bottom. Car that is about 300, close to 400,000. I bought it 100 and something thousand. That is what I call a good deal. Now, because of COVID and the parts shortage, we have a different thing that is going on now, where you have cars going above MSRP. And that is why I'm able to buy some cars knowing fully well that they are trading above MSRP. And initially I was going to buy this to flip it, but I realized it's just so good. This is an SUV that is as close to a racing car as you can get. I know my favorite brand, Ferrari. They said they have the FUV. I've not driven that. But when you talk about this kind of big vehicle like this on 37 wheels, the tires, that is so, look at this, my hand is off the steering. I don't recommend for you to do that, but it is very, very stable. Very stable. And you have all the comfort. This is Apple CarPlay and the phone charger there. You can rest the phone there and it's charging. So it has all the creation comfort. AC, dual AC control, everything, B&N, music. It is just fantastic. And the seats, I think I showed you the seats before. I'm going to show you again. The stitching in the seats and the view, and you can see a glimpse of the hood with its vents. Actually, I'm going to go to the Sam's Club and buy water and grocery and load up the vehicle. And that is the advantage. You can't do that with the FUV Ferrari utility vehicle. And really, I don't think this will drive as well as the Ferrari. They are unique, but you can get a lot of the enjoyment, and especially racing off-road, not racing on the track where you need to go like above 200 miles. Like my Ferrari FF can go above 200 miles an hour. This is a Baja Desert racer, off-road racer. It doesn't need to go that fast. But in the desert, it's basically untouchable, off-road. And in the toughest courses, you don't get any better than this. And I've had Lamborghinis, Ferraris, Porsche, so I know the driving experience. Corvette C8, I've had that. Ferrari 360, Lamborghini Gallardo, it drives better than the Murcielago and than the Aventador. So I know what a driver's car can be. And this really drives very well. See the lane changes? It sticks to the road. Ford has done a very good thing. And if you are looking for an SUV that is good on road, off road, this can actually replace my race car Ferrari, because it has everything apart from the Ferrari nameplate and the uniqueness of the Ferrari. And I have to admit, there is just something about the Ferrari FF. The G2C4 Lusso doesn't quite capture that. The Ferrari FF, so unique. I have the LC 500. It drives very well and make a ton of noise, tuned by Yamaha. Very similar, like a junior brother of the LaFerrari. No, not LFA, excuse me. But there is just something unique when you drive the FF. That is why Ferrari is in a world of its own. That is why I cannot trade my FF for any vehicle. It drives as well as the 458 Italia. I mean, not on the racetrack, not as good as racetrack, but every day. I don't go to the racetracks, but as good on the road. And it takes 4 people. That is the advantage. It takes 4. Sits 4. Now, I love practical vehicles. This Bronco Raptor, spacious. You can come with all your gears and everything. And being a race car for the desert, you get all the noise, all the tuning, and Ford Performance is a Ford Performance product. The same DNA as in the Ford GT. the one that beat Ferrari. And eventually my aim is to get the Ford GT, selling for 500,000. I mean, selling for $1 million, which you can get for 500,000. I don't know if they have markup on it, but there was a markup on this one by 20,000. But this is such a unique vehicle. It still has 238 miles. This is a very unique vehicle. And when you want to compare with the G63 AMG, I had the older one, 2016 G63 AMG. It doesn't drive very well. And the new one, I have to be honest with you, I've not driven it. But those cars are not, they are not race cars. They are not purpose-built race cars. This is a purpose-built race car for the desert. You can take it to the Badger competition, you can take it off-road. The G63 AMG is mostly for show. I'd love to have one, but it's not about its driving dynamics. It is mainly for its show effect. But this one, it looks good, it drives good, it sounds good, it has all the goodies. And what really intrigued me about the Bronco is the original Bronco when it first came out, and somebody traded their Corvette, racing car Corvette, you know the Corvette, like I don't want to say poor man's Ferrari, but like it's built like, it's a sports racing car taken after Ferrari. And for somebody to trade that in for a Bronco, that speaks volume. And I ordered a new C8 Corvette. It came in, and I was asked to trade in this Bronco Raptor, and I could not get myself to do it. Even though if they had offered me significantly what I paid for, more than what I paid for it, I would have been tempted. But I can understand why that guy traded his Corvette for the Bronco. This is a spectacular machine. Kudos to Ford. You have really done a great thing. Maybe the Z06 might be able to trump this car, but I don't think the regular C8. I don't think I'll be doing myself justice if I traded this one for the C8 Corvette, as beautiful as it may be. I have a short video on that Corvette that I turned down, and you can see it on this channel. But I don't regret it. I still have my LC, I have my Ferrari, And when I say this, I don't want you to get carried away. I am just like you. I am just smart in getting my vehicles. So if I see a vehicle that I like, apart from these new ones that are going over MSRP that you can flip and make a profit, drive it for free. But I'm talking about regular exotic vehicles. I see it, I like it, I wait when it bottoms out. Are you listening to me? All these so-called haters who mismanage their finances. And some people, they don't care. You can be using your money, drug, womanizing, doing all the crazy stuff. They won't complain about it. But when you buy a house, you buy a new car, then they start to get annoyed as if you borrowed money from them to buy the car. But if you are wasting the money, doing all sort of crazy things, they are not annoyed about it. This is just so bad. Again, I want to reiterate, not that it matters, I don't care. But I'm just telling you, if you are intrigued and you want to know, I wait for it to bottom out. And I wait for the cars that are most likely to appreciate in price. I work hard for my money. And I don't buy the cars cash. I finance. I use OP, other people's money. But I'm very strategic. And also because I have an S-Corp, I'm able to write off some of the expenses. But don't get fooled. You cannot write off all the expenses. You still have to be able to afford the car. And you have to also like it. I like what I do. This is my hobby. But I've found ways to fund the cars and turn it to an investment. So I just want you to say this. Say the lane change. So I'm just coming from Lakeland. I'm going back to Tampa. I took this vehicle to work. It went to work. It's making money for me. So it's not just for show. I drive it. Though I'm careful about putting miles, because the more miles you put on the vehicle, the less valuable it is. And I can just see this vehicle in like 20 years time with very low mileage. Let me get past in front of this. I can just imagine this vehicle in the next 20 years. I'm going to try and keep the mileage below 1,000 miles. And God willing, still being here in the next 20 years, I can assure you that this vehicle, especially with all the vehicles going electric, it will be hard to replicate a vehicle like this. This is fantastic. This is fantastic. Thank you for putting up with me. I'm going way to Sam's Club to buy a lot of stuff. That's the advantage of having an SUV. And having an SUV that drives like a racing car. I mean, the way this thing moves for its weight, 37-inch tires and everything, is just unimaginable. And it's like you are riding on an air ride. Yet, it rides very well. It drives very, very well. I don't know if I can convey some of the sensations, some of the driving to you. And sometimes you just have to be careful when you are driving a vehicle like this, because some of the other people, they think it's a big truck. They don't know that it's very fast, and they just go in front of you. So you really have to be careful with the vehicle. So, to capture that view. So, what else do I want to tell you about this Bronco Raptor? I had to wait, I think, more than a year to get the allocation. And I think, okay, so the initial allocation was for this is an S5. Make a short run of the S5. So initial allocation was for a Bronco white track, and then they sent a message that if you want to switch that allocation to a Raptor, that you are free to do that. So, can you see that S5? But as soon as we have an open stretch, this vehicle easily beats it. A dedicated sports car. Sometimes it depends on the driver too. So anyway, like I was saying, so I had the allocation for the Bronco white track, and while we were waiting, the news of the Bronco Raptor came out, and they offered if we could change our allocation to a Bronco Raptor, which I was already following. So I now proceeded to get the allocation for the Bronco Raptor. And but while waiting for the Bronco Raptor, the Elder Ford, they were kind enough to still allow me to get the white track. So I got the white track, Bronco white track. I got that and used it until the Raptor came, which I'm very, very appreciative to my sales guy, Kate, at Elder Ford of Tampa. The only thing I did not like was I got it at over MSRP. That was a $20,000 markup, which I'm still trying to to get above that. So the MSRP was about $88,000. I hope you are enjoying this ride. It was $88,000, the MSRP. But when with 20,000 added on top and tax, everything became about 100 and something thousand. This is almost as enjoyable as this special road here. I've driven my Lamborghini and my Ferrari here, and this is, if not more enjoyable, yeah, I think I'll just go straight on to, let me just take the other road all the way to the Sam's Club. This stretch, I've taken it so many times with my Lamborghini and my Ferrari, so I can understand the thrill is almost on the, I wonder how this big vehicle could do this. But this is the genius of Uncle Ford. My Uncle Ford. Of Ford performance. This is so exhilarating. And take this from a regular guy that has driven Lamborghini, Ferrari, and this just sticks to the road. I have to be careful because I don't know what the braking miles are. But this is not a BMW, this is not a German car. This is Ford, built for tough. Built for tough. So I'm still careful because it's less than 1,000 miles on the odometer. So I don't want to take it too much RPM. But it is fantastic. The driving dynamics. This is from Ford Performance Division. The same that created the Ford GT and all the Mustang, GT 500, GT 350, and they created this magic in an SUV. Oh my goodness. Oh boy, this guy has messed me up. Okay, let me let's go, please. People are always in too much hurry. And that truck, it just messed my... I was going to go to this lane, but it was just speeding. They just, like to race and race you. Oh. Is this even the road I was supposed to exit? Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I'm still on the right track. Sorry for that distraction. But those that know, when they know that this vehicle is a Raptor, they want to race it. But I don't have time. What would I gain from racing a big truck that is just so slow and even prevented me from crossing to the right lane? But some people just want to race you. Big truck, slow, fast, so they can just, I guess, stroke their ego. I overtook a Bronco Raptor or something. I don't know what they get from it. So anyway, driving the Bronco Raptor in Florida, Sunshine State. Can you hear that sound? Very nice, stable, comfortable. You can have your cake and eat it. Basically, you have the sound, the driving dynamics, leading edge exotics. If you are looking for the most honest, this is not a car that we hire, purchase, what do you call, rental for a day. This is a car that I live with. I own the car, and we give our honest review, including the reliability, the maintenance, everything. Right now, I have my Ferrari FF at the dealer. It came up, and I'm going to give a separate video on that. It came up with this engine control unit failure. So that will be a separate video. But the most honest, so that you avoid the pitfalls. And I make sure the vehicles that I review are affordable. Well, quote and unquote. But like the Ferrari FF, when you are talking about a vehicle that was close to 400,000 MSRP, and then you are getting it for 100,000, and it will be appreciating. That's what I call affordability and a good investment. Why don't I do real estate? I can't deal. Like I was talking to my brother, I don't want to deal with tenants ruining the house, this and that, and all sort of things. I'd rather do Bitcoin. I'd rather invest in Ferrari or Rolex if I can afford, save it. It's better for me. I have it in my house. I have the car in my house. I have the Bitcoin in my portfolio. I can sell it whenever, if it's going down. If I make some profit, I can manage it easily because I'm a very busy doctor. I don't have time chasing tenants or chasing 100 properties, buy one. It's not my cup of tea. Is it profitable? Yes. Very, very profitable. It's very, very profitable. And I know this might not be popular, this might not be a popular video, but it is there for posterity, for my generations. This is a dedicated race car for the desert. So you can get all the thrills in a big SUV, comfortable, from Ford Performance. Kudos to Uncle Ford. Kudos. To Ford of America. This is America made. So we are almost there at the Sam's Club. I cannot go to, as much as I love my Ferrari, even with the FF, as spacious as it may be, I still can't load it up like this Ford SUV. Big, spacious. We are Americans. We have big roads. We have big houses. We like our vehicles big. And for it to drive like a race car, Ford has done a great thing. And if you have stuck long enough with me, this video, thank you so much. We are arriving at the Sam's Club. We are bringing this for shopping. And I'll just do a walk around the vehicle to end this excuse me, this live review. Thank you so much for putting up with this review of the almighty Bronco Raptor. And this neon lights is just so nice. And the 37-inch tires make it ride like you are on, like you are on a train. Yeah, Bronco Raptor. Like, yes. Thank you, sir. See what I was talking about? Those that know, and the 37-inch tires make it ride like you are basically air ride. At the same time, it's sticking so much. I know this has been an extensive, and you can see some of the shocks. And it also comes with this step. You know, me being 5'5", it's easy for me to get in and out of the vehicle. And look at this seat, matching the pepper red and with the Bronco Raptor logo. And this is the back with the lab coat of yours truly. And look at it. Look at the trunk. You have all these things there, but it's quite extensive. Very adequate. And I want to end with this, the Ford Performance. This is Ford Performance vehicle.